should have lived longer in Frozen, if I should say so. Please give it up for Maurice LaMarche.
Anywhere you like, sir.
Anywhere I like?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to sit down there and you shout the questions. I like to be sort of off the grid and outside the box, in bed by 10. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, look at that.
Trusted, the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Messing with microphones.
We'll start with the whaler.
Hi, Kevin Morrison, movieifynyc.com.
Hi.
Hi, with the cancellation of Futurama, have...
Oh, God.
Next question.
Yeah, no.
It's okay. Just give me... Yeah, go ahead.
Have you heard any word of it coming back? Do they want to put it on another network, Netflix maybe?
Well, apparently there's some other Comic-Con going on in the country right now.
Oh, right.
Little bird called San Diego. And there was a Simpsons panel. And what of course, I had to read about this instead of like having Matt like text me or something like that. Matt and I actually do a texting relationship when we want to have sushi. But apparently from the stage, somebody asked about a possible Futurama crossover episode, a second crossover. He said it's not outside the realm of possibility, so I'm hoping he said that, knowing in the back of his mind that it's a definite thing, because that's Matt's way is to understate stuff. Matt is a very low-key kind of guy. And I do know that there's a Futurama game in the works.
Ooh.
So, and with it streaming on Netflix, his words were something along the lines of, and you might want to fact check me, on Wikipedia. No, I'm kidding. On the San Diego Comic-Con news, I believe he said that the more you watch on Netflix, the better the chances are. So we'll see. He doesn't believe that it's gone, that it's dead and finished. And if he doesn't believe it, I don't believe it, because he's the guy. I mean, he's a force in the industry. He created the most successful animated cartoon in all of TV. So if he wants something like that done, I'm sure someday we'll get to do something more Futurama-based. But I do know there's a Futurama game. Nobody's talked to me yet. Hopefully, more will make an appearance, but we'll see. Anyway,
Thank you so much.
it'll be something, I think. Yes, sir.
Aiden, you want him first, or?
You had your hand up before he did, but then he put his hand down, so I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Then we'll come back to you.
Aiden Kaj from Critic Nation.
Hi.
Hi. Which of your voices would be your favorite voice? If you were like stuck with it.
absolute favorite voice?
Yeah.
I always give the same answer because I'm so emotionally connected to them, and that's the Brain from Pinky and the Brain. It's an obvious answer. I wish I had like a cool kind of like inside, kind of weird thing like the porno dealing alien from Futurama. I did say this guy needs his own show. But David X. Cohen didn't listen to me. I'm dropping names again. Anthony Hopkins told me never to do that. Let me kick that up. Okay, so anyway. But for me, I'm so emotionally connected to Brain. His struggle is an ongoing one. It's really the struggle we all have. He's, it's in the guise of this megalomaniacal fantasy of taking over the world. But we all want to take over our world. We all want more respect, and we all want to reach the very top of what we're doing. So anyone could relate to the Brain. And the message of Pinky and the Brain is in the very end, when the plan is in utter ruins, and Brain, gets up and starts walking out of the shot, or towards the, upstage, as it were, and he goes, "Come, Pinky, back to the lab to plan for tomorrow night." "What, Brain? What are we going to do tomorrow night?" And this is the great line. "The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world." It's the indomitability of character. It's the idea of you don't give up. Even if things are in shambles, you pick yourself up and you dust yourself up and you go back to the lab to plan for tomorrow night. So that's what I love about him, you know. He's, I connect with him on that level, and he with me, because he's partly me, you know. So I'm a big fan of the brain. So that's the answer to that question.
You had your hand up?
Yes, Vladimir Morel, New England Comic Con Reviews. I was actually going to ask you to say the same thing we do every night, so thank you for that. Secondly, how was it to work with Matt Bergman?
Matt Groening, it's tremendous. Matt is an incredibly, it goes without saying, he's an incredibly creative mind. He's very subtle though, and he's, you know, he can come off kind of maybe a little bit distant or disinterested at times, but that's just because his mind's always working, you know. Matt is both a writer and an artist, and he started his career writing a rock and roll criticism or critiques for, I believe it was the LA Reader. And you know, he's got a writer's mind. That's the beauty of it. He's got both a writer's mind and an artist's mind, and he enjoys things immensely. You know, I knew if I was making Matt laugh with anything I was doing in the room, I was on the right track. I could hear Matt's. He has a kind of a high-pitched kind of giggle, and you know, it was just a joy to work with him. We've gotten to be friends, and we have a mutual love of brilliant sushi. So we found like the 3 very best sushi bars in Los Angeles, and we try to make it a point of once or twice a year getting together for dinner. So you know, it's a tremendous joy, and the man has, you know, done so much for me. I mean, he's put 2 Emmys on my shelf. You know, I'm forever indebted to him, and to David X. Cohen, and to our entire writing staff, and to the rest of the crew, to the rest of the full crew, and the cast, who I think everybody on that cast deserves an Emmy. You know, I think they're tremendous. I mean, David Herman vibrates at funny. You know, just everything he does, that just the timbre of his voice is funny. You know, Phil LaMarche is, you know, that character of Hermes is so brilliant. You know, he's brought in so many different other characters that are just great. That character that was from the future that he kind of based on Obama was brilliant. Anyway, it's of course Billy, John, and Katie are you know, just, you know, the headliners of the show. They're great, and Lauren Tom, you know, is so sweet. That character of Amy took on more dimensions as we went along. And you know, she started out just kind of a one joke. She's the office slut, and now we find out she's a scientist, and she's got this deep, sweet love for Kif, and you know, it's really great. And then finally, I can't say enough about Tress MacNeille. Tress MacNeille is, she first of all, she does the most characters of anybody on the show. Don't let me fool you. She's the one that has had the most characters, both one-offs and ongoings. She's done, I think, 78 characters, 75 characters, somewhere in there. And I mean, the woman can't open her mouth without cracking us all up. She's brilliant. She does 3 different gravelly-voiced old ladies who are separate and distinct on the show. You know, she does Hattie. She does the kind of Southern gal, and she does Mom. You know, and 2 versions of Mom, the sweet old Mom, and then once the dress goes, like, all right, jam a bastard in it, you crap. You know, you know. Anyway, I'm hoping to see more. You know, a couple of Emmy nominations for Simsorama for my guests. Any other questions? For my guests, for my castmates, not guests, castmates. Edit. Marsh said something stupid.
Amanda Stevens from She Attack.
Hi.
This is kind of just to get your opinion. There's no more like after school cartoons anymore, except if you go to like cable channels. What do you think of the form of cartoons going from like 25, 30-minute shows to like these like really brief, like Steven Universe style, like 10, 15-minute cartoons?
You know, I don't watch a lot of the animation that's you know, of that type. You know, I guess I'm kind of guilty of that whole that thing that happens to you when you live in like New York and you've never been to the Statue of Liberty. Until your friends come in from out of town, you go, all right, we'll do the statutory. So, I work in animation, and so I'm saturated. My day is full of it. And I remember when my son used to watch cartoons, I'd be like, I spend my entire week with these people, and now I'm just blaring away from the den into the kitchen while I'm trying to cook. And, 24-hour cartoons. So I kind of stopped watching. I just kind of get in it and do it. But when I do watch it, I like what I'm seeing, and I like a lot of these more out there cartoons. Anything can happen in a cartoon, including it being 15 minutes long, 10 minutes long. I mean, whatever story you need to tell it in the length of time you want to tell it. So I've seen some of this. I've never seen Steven Universe, but I have no problem with animation taking any form it needs to.
Thank you so much.
I'm actually going to take this last one because we're running out of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was here for like an hour or something.
I wish.
Oh, okay.
I wish we could go to lunch too. That would be
Okay.
Any future projects coming up in the woodwork that you can discuss?
That I can discuss. There's the big,
Right.
you know how many non-disclosure agreements I've got, that I'm just like, okay, can't talk about that. Oh, that's really exciting. I know that kids, oh no, I can't talk about that. Apparently it's okay for me to mention that I'm in the upcoming Disney feature for next year, Zootopia. So, and once they broke it, that it was coming down the pike. I can tell you that I play kind of a mafia boss, but he's an Arctic shrew, so he's this big. And everybody's terrified. So that's a fun thing, and I'm working again with Rich Ward, who directed me in Wreck-It Ralph, and we've been friends since Futurama, first season of Futurama. So it's good to work with Rich again, and it looks like a really funny cartoon. You're gonna enjoy it.
Great.
Yeah, that's the only one I can talk about, unfortunately. And of course, ongoing with the 7D on all the Disney platforms. We're going to do our second season where I'm grumpy, casting against Titan, and we're doing another season of Transformers Rescue Bots. So, yeah.
And where can we all see you today?
You can see me today if you turn on your television and see a Lexus commercial. 2015 Lexus NS. There's no going back. No, you can see me today down on the floor in the dealers area. Where am I specifically, Jesus?
You'll be in the Kraken room from 12 to 1.
Oh, I'll be in the Kraken room from 12 to 1.
Voice acting and television.
Voice acting and television. So I'll be there and down at my table. Come on by, say howdy, all that good stuff.
All right, let's give it up for Maurice LaMarche.
Thanks, everybody.
See you. Pleasure seeing you again.